Kenny, well done. Congratulations. You've got through the process for Thames Valley Police. You've got your start date. How are you feeling now that you've got through everything and the start date's just around the corner?
Oh, it's great deal of pressure. Feels relief, like relief off my shoulders. There's all like each of those stages. You never know if there's going to be something that delays you, trips you up, and obviously depending on how you're planning your life or how I'm planning my life, um, that knock-on effect can have a bigger effect because of the timelines and stuff like that for my current career. But um, even the process from leaving the military, it's quite a hard one to try and line up the dates. I've got a very good commanding officer who's actually allowed me to leave early within my
Yeah,
12-month process. So I wouldn't be able to get there if she didn't agree it. And she sees it as a positive step in helping my future career, which not
brilliant.
many would. Some people would want to hold you back and have you still work for them rather than look into the future. So it's been really good. So that was a great deal of weight. And every stage I got through, just another chip of the block, keep moving forward, positive, positive, positive. And
Brilliant.
that's how
Brilliant.
that's how it's been for me.
Awesome. And you're going from one version of Crown Servant to another. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a seamless move from one to another. Awesome.
One uniform to another, yeah, just a
One
different
uniform to another.
shade.
Yeah. You could even end up in the reserves, I suppose, and have two uniforms one day.
Oh, no, I don't know. I've stepped away from that. Step away from that. I could still get recorded in times of war, but that's
Keeps it
very
there.
unlikely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, good, a good move. So let me take you back to before we had our call and, before you joined the Blue Light Academy. How are you feeling about the process before you started working with us?
Um, I did my research before I joined, and I thought I'd be okay with the process. But I, like most others, fell foul of the National Sift really
Hmm.
early on. I think I scored 28
Wow.
first on, and I think I was a little bit too honest about myself in those questions. Not that I was lying about it, but overly harsh on myself. But I thought about it with one particular question. I answered in the negative. Well, actually, if I answered in the positive, the meaning was still the same, but it was
Right.
in a positive spin. For example, I could easily calculate financial equations. So I said somewhat disagree, depending on what the financial bit was. But
Yeah.
put it in the positive, like slightly agree. It's the same thing. It's just positive moving forward
Yeah.
and things like that. There's little, as you know, the slight changes in those words just mess people up. But I bought your course for £20, I think, when it was on sale. Did all the examples and it pushed me forward to a much better score and obviously got through that door and then
Yeah.
nothing else. But um, then I started learning everything from the webinars, joining them. And then obviously when I got my OAC date, it was a matter of weeks. And knowing the amount of videos I'd had seen,
Hmm.
I just knew I weren't going to be ready for that week of tests or the potential week of tests. Um, Hence, I got your services. We had that long discovery call, and then obviously purchased your services for AC. Uh,
Brilliant.
Jane, Jane, absolutely brilliant coach. Quite accommodating with my timescales, my work pattern, and she, she was able to give me advice as and when I needed it based on what I sent back. But I put work in, sent her pages and pages of of my notes, and she was just able to say, no, cut this out, cut this out. This is too much. This is too much, and then gave me basically a page, maybe a page and a half of A4, which was the 5 minutes you needed,
Yeah.
moving it forward. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. Um, because that's the hard thing is getting down your experience in such a succinct way, which actually hits those markers. Uh, but I practiced probably not all the time because I don't like myself on recording,
Hmm.
but I did it anyway and got myself through the cringing moments of the recording. But one of my flaws is that if I say a word wrong, I will stop and restart at the beginning, and I would only get so far do I keep going over and over and over again. There's wasting time, so I then had to move on and just do it as I get through it, get through it as best as I can first, then work on the areas I keep tripping over on. But as
Yeah.
you know, you get used to your scenarios, you get so used to it that you don't stay the script. Whatever script you've got in your mind, you just know it and you just say it a different way and you move on. So you can never be, although you push for perfection, you can never be perfect the way you're practicing because the moment you just forget the words, you move on, and that's where Jane can come in and say, right, stick to this bit, definitely get this bit in, definitely get this bit in, and that's where you focus.
Awesome. Great to hear. Great to hear. It's good to hear her support was worthwhile as well. How did you find the small group practice webinars?
They were good. Very nervous at first, but you just have to sort of jump in 2 feet first, because
Hmm.
otherwise you're not going to get the most out of that webinar.
Yeah.
But everyone that was on, I can remember my very first webinar, trying to explain to them about a particular system, confuse them. And that's good. It's good in a way, because if I'm confusing them, I'm going to confuse anyone else that hears that story.
Yeah.
So it definitely helped well really think. And at the end of that one webinar, I rephrased one people talk, I rephrasing what I'd said, and it made it clearer by the end. So that, even though straight away, but everyone's been in that position before, so I didn't have to worry about what was being said. They, everyone's got to practice, and he's even getting people's exposure to other things that oh, think about saying it this way or that way. Just different exposures, different life experiences that help as well. And yet
Great.
again, I think that very first webinar I did was with Andrea, and yet again, very direct questions to get me into that position. Maybe feel not that I'm saying Andrew made me feel uncomfortable, but I felt uncomfortable in a webinar because I just didn't know how the dynamics worked. But in the end, became a very good member of the team and providing advice where I could.
Yeah. Great. Great. Oh, I love that. Love to hear that as well. The webinars really sort of solidify the learning,
Mm,
um, help you, and it's good to hear other people's perspectives as well, and hear other people's answers, so you can sort of
yeah.
learn from them. Learn from them. Excellent. So, um, what message then? If I could ask you this question, so if you had one message for someone who was sitting on the fence thinking, should I complete that form? Shall I join the Bluelight Academy? What message would that be?
Um, Put me on a spot there. I would say definitely, definitely organise a discovery call with yourself and the team,
Hmm.
because their apprehension might be confused with all the different things out there. You'll put them in a better perspective about what you offer and how you can move them forward with the results they're looking for. Um, but asking for help isn't a flaw; it's a strength, because you know
Yeah,
where your weaknesses are, and you're trying to help yourself and potentially others move forward. So definitely sort out that discovery call, and you'll be able to advise them better.
brilliant, lovely, great to hear, Kenny. Thank you. Well, listen, I did say it'd be a short call. The good news is though, it's not a goodbye. It's
No,
a
definitely
hopefully.
not.
So hopefully see you soon, because we get so many people saying, "Oh, I really miss my coach. I wish I could have some way of keeping in touch with them." Watch out for this autumn. We're going to launch our alumni service.
Yes, I saw something about that, but I look
Yeah.
forward to joining.
Yeah. So what that's going to be is helping you create a roadmap to your most amazing, perfect career. So from where you are when you first joined to 2 years, 3 years, whatever it might be, being able to apply for promotion, which I know in your case, that might be something that you'd be interested in because you've got a lot of leadership and management experience already. But you'll have so many people around you saying, "Oh, you've not got enough service." It's not about length of service. It's about what you do with each time once you're actually in the service. So that alumni service is going to be amazing. You're going to love it. So we'd love to see you in the alumni. And one last favor, if I can.
Yep.
We'd love to see just within our team, that's all, just stay within our team, but we'd love to see a picture of you looking all proud on your passing out parade.
Yep, will do. Yep.
That's amazing.
Happy.
Just sort of rounds things off nicely for us, taking you from the first discovery call all the way to there he is. He's made it. Brilliant.
Yep,
Awesome. Well,
will do.
listen, Kenny, thank you for your time this afternoon. And like I said, it's not a goodbye, it's a see you soon. And look forward to catching up with you on one of our alumni webinars. And let us know how your initial training goes. Drop us a line. Keep in touch.
Yeah, will do. Yep, got your email address. Send something across.
Brilliant stuff. All right.
Cheers, Brendan.
Kenny,
See you
and we'll see
later.
you soon. Bye bye.